It's here, a new label. If you are stuck wondering how many different types of parenting styles there are, there's more. So, type C parenting. You're not type A, you're not type B, you're type C. Wait, that wouldn't be. No, type C is the third one, the new one. A, B, C. But in terms of spectrum based parenting, it's here. So you have type A, type B, type C. Like cup stacking or 3 card Monte kind of thing, you're doing a little bit of this kind of thing to get you centered there. But this comes from a TikTok post of which to be honest, I didn't watch it. I heard about it, and I don't have TikTok, but I heard about it because the news that I use to inform me sent me the article. So it's a parenting article, which, as far as I'm concerned, is right up my alley. Because if you don't know, my technical specialty, my clinical specialty, is working with kids, just developmental anything when it comes to perinatal through all of childhood, infancy, adolescence, well, late adolescence less so because you're an adult. But my specialty is working with kids, especially younger kids. And parenting is one of the biggest parts of that because a lot of the times the issues that kids are dealing with is parenting based. They're actually not in a bad place. The parents are just struggling. So this article is written by Taylor Andrews, who is writing for popsugar.com. And there's not much more really actually for me to say to her. She writes an article to the point. It is from a TikTok made by Ashley Surratt, if I'm saying that right, Surratt. And yeah, it is just her talking about the type C parenting style, which, as I said, is a middle line between type A being very structured and potentially rigid, very, very calendar focused. We have our routine. And type B, very like, yeah, my kid doesn't have a bedtime. I let him eat whatever, and I don't really care. What we've traditionally called that is probably more authoritarian and more passive. So, really, what this article is doing and what this woman on TikTok discovered is decades old research that is authoritative parenting, which just means you put your foot down on things that are important while leaving creative flexibility for your kids to explore and problem solve on their own. So, you know, there's not really much in terms of advancing parenting. The research is pretty good at this point. There's little things that are helpful from time to time, but it's been something that's been going on for the entirety of human existence, and we've got it pretty down. Doesn't mean you or anyone you know is doing it properly. And of course, I will add there are a lot of things that make parenting difficult. I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do, but I'm saying at its core, the principles have been around for a long time and we understand them. There's tons of parents today thinking they figured out a new way to do it, and they haven't, and those kids often end up needing therapy because of that. There's really not a lot of new ways to do it. There's a lot of adults who are changing the way they live their life, thus then changing their parenting, and it's often not helpful. So type C parenting, I'm going to make a stance that it's not really a thing. It's just more of an authoritative. It's not authoritarian. It's actually more relaxed than that. But the doctor connected with this, Caroline Finkel, social work doctor. I don't know if she's a researcher, but she's got her DSW. Very good for her. That is not a degree in the shoe warehouse. It is different. Adolescent mental health expert. She weighs in and describes type C parenting, as I was just saying. 3 characteristics there being parent is actively involved in their child's after school activities, but they don't micromanage. I should clarify, these aren't key characteristics. They're 3 examples. Example 2, a present parent who's empathetic when their child is frustrated, but also encourages them to solve their own problems. 3 is a parent that maintains an open line of communication, dialogue with their kid, but also allows them to express their feelings without fear of punishment or any perfection expectation. So again, to me, this is just parenting. This isn't like a type C thing, which is also concerning that this is trending because this is just very healthy parenting. So the fact that this is a really popular thing, well, I shouldn't say really popular, I don't know how heavily it's trending, but the fact that people are seeing like, oh, this speaks to me and this is what I've been looking for. It's like, this is just parenting. So yeah, it makes me concerned that it's like that it's causing a pop in like, oh my gosh, this is a way to do it. It's one of the primary ways and healthiest ways to do it. So, yeah, that's, always fun. They go on to talk about potential benefits of this approach and how to incorporate it. I'm going to say again, this is just parenting. There's not a lot of new stuff here. Although, if this is what certain people need in order to be reminded or to learn for the first time, great. It can be one of those useful things that TikTok can do from time to time. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because it's a really weird thing to be promoted with new languaging. It's just a new coat of paint on existing things that we already know. And I'll throw this out there. If you are a parent or prospective parent, it doesn't really change. It's been the same rough principles for forever. And if you come from a tough childhood, you already have an idea of what doesn't work. So while parenting can be difficult, it's not, I'm going to walk on eggshells a little with this. The difficulty is in the life you live, it's not in the principles. They're pretty straightforward, and you're always going to hit obstacles around, well, how do I actually apply it? Or, I can read a textbook over and over, I can read a parent self-help book, but it's not quite doing it. Yeah, because kids are different, and in practice it's harder. I get that. But anyway, that's the article. I wanted to talk about it because it's just a weird reskin and a recoat of a familiar thing. So anyway, there's the fun update. See ya.